Hello everyone, I am Basavaraj Girimallanavar, working as Assistant Professor at Cambridge Institute of Technology, Bangalore. This video captures a concepts from Strategic Management course of MBA second semester. Today we shall discuss a model of strategic management. The model name is BCG Matrix, Boston Consulting Group. Today we shall look into the introduction, definition of BCG Matrix, 4 important components of BCG Matrix, and some of the limitations of BCG Matrix. Now, coming towards the introduction and the definition part of BCG Matrix. BCG Matrix is also called as Growth Rate Share Matrix. It is a corporate planning tool which is used to portray firm's brand portfolio. BCG Matrix is a framework created by Boston Consulting Group to evaluate the strategic position of the business brand portfolio and its potential. It is the most renowned corporate portfolio analysis tool. It provides a graphic representation for an organization to examine different businesses in its portfolio on the basis of their related market share and industry growth rate. According to this matrix, business could be classified as high or low according to the industry growth rate and relative market share. Now let us see what do you mean by relative market share. Relative market share means strategic business unit sales occurred this year, leading competitor sales this year. Now let us look at market growth rate. Market growth rate means industry sales this year and industry sales of the last year. The analysis requires that both measures can be calculated for each strategic business unit. The dimensions of business strength, relative market share will measure comparative advantage indicated by market dominance. BCG matrix has 4 cells with the horizontal axis representing relative market share and vertical axis denoting market growth rate. The 4 cells of BCG matrix are star, cash cow, question marks, dogs. Now let us look at these 4 cells of BCG matrix individually. To begin with, stars. Stars represent business unit having a large market share in a fast growing industry. They may generate cash, but because of fast growing market, stars require huge investment to maintain their lead. Net cash flow is usually modest. Strategic business units located in the cell are attractive as they are located in a robust industry, and these business units are highly competitive in the industry. If successful, a star will become a cash cow when the industry matures. Now let us look at the other important component of BCG matrix, that is cash cow. Cash cows represent business units having a large market share in a mature, slow growing industry. Cash cows require little investment and generate cash that can be utilized for investment in other business units. These strategic business units are the corporation's key source of cash and are specifically the core business. They are the basis of an organization. These businesses usually follow stability strategy. When cash cows lose their appeal and move towards deterioration, then a retrenchment policy can be pursued. Now, let us look at question mark, another important cell and a component of BCG matrix. Question marks represent business units having low relative market share located in high growth industry. They require huge amount of cash to maintain and gain market share. They require attention to determine if the venture can be viable. Question marks are generally new goods and services when have a good commercial perspective. There is no specific strategy which can be adopted. If the firm thinks it has a dominant market share, then it can adopt expansion strategy too. Else, retrenchment strategy can be adopted. Most business stars as question marks as the company tries to enter a high growth market in which there is already a market share. If ignored, then question marks may become dogs. While if huge investments are made, then they have the potentiality of becoming stars. Now shall we look at the last, the component and cell of BCG matrix, that is dogs. Dogs represent businesses having weak market shares in low growth markets. They either generate cash or require huge amount of cash. Due to low market share, these business units face cost disadvantages. Generally, retrenchment strategies are adopted because these firms can gain market share only at the expense of competitors' firm. These business firms have weak market share because of high cost, poor quality, and ineffective marketing. Unless dog has some other strategic aim, it should be liquidated if there is fewer prospects for it to gain market share. Number of dogs should be avoided and minimized in an organization. Now, let us look at some of the limitations of BCG matrix. BCG matrix produces a framework for allocating the resources among different business units and make it possible to compare many business units at a glance. But BCG matrix is not free from limitations. Some of the limitations are: BCG matrix classifies business as low and high, but generally businesses can be medium also. Thus, the true nature of business may not be reflected. Market is not clearly defined in this model. Another important limitation of BCG matrix is high market share does not always lead to high profits. There are high costs also involved with high market share. Growth rate and relative market share are not the only directors or the indicators of profitability. This model ignores and overlooks other indicators of profitability. At times, docs may help other businesses in gaining competitive advantage. They can earn even more than cash cows sometime. Last limitation of BCG matrix is this four-celled approach is considered to be simplistic. Now, I would like to summarize today's discussion on BCG matrix. We have looked into the introduction, definition, four important components of BCG matrix. We have also thrown some light on some of the important limitations of BCG matrix. Now, to conclude, it is one of the important models of strategic management what we have discussed today. We are going to discuss some other important concepts of strategic management from VTU syllabus pertaining to 2018 scheme in the next coming videos. Thank you so much for watching this video.